Yo, 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 yo. Welcome to the Sacred Jedi Text, episode 2. Thank you for joining us on this episode. Today, we will be continuing along the Legends journey with the second book of the Darkness trilogy, the Unseen Queen, which is also written by Troy Denning. So this book takes place about a year after the events of the Joiner King, and even though the Treaty of Kariba was signed between the Chiss and the Killiks, it seems like the Killiks might be trying to expand their borders again, and this is kind of alarming the Chiss. And then, of course, the Galactic Alliance doesn't want to have some kind of spectacle on their hands, another war. It also appears that the Dark Nest has reappeared. It was not destroyed at the end of the Joiner King, as we all thought as readers. Jaina and fellow Jedi Zek find some pirates under the influence of Black Membrosia, stealing Tabana gas from Bespin. Obviously, if they're under the influence of Black Membrosia, they are under the influence of the Dark Nest. Following these revelations, Han and Leia travel to visit with Unuthal and see if he knows anything about this Dark Nest activity, since he kind of really is tapped into the Killiks and the other insect species. He doesn't have any information on the Dark Nest. However, he does give Luke and Mara Jade some information. It does seem like the Dark Nest has a vendetta against Mara Jade. It turns out during her time as the Emperor's Hand, his personal assassin, she killed one of Palpatine's personal accountants. It turns out he was embezzling money from Palpatine, so he was killed. But Mara Jade could not bring herself to kill the wife and daughter of this accountant, so she kind of just set them off into unknown space. They were taken in by the Killiks, and that's kind of why their hatred towards Mara was the insects fed off that, because they're a hive mind. But while Luke and Han are visiting with Unuthal on the new Killik world, it turns out there's this stuff called the Fizz. It just breaks down everything that the Killiks build. Later on, Jedi healer Silgal discovers that this Fizz actually is some kind of nanotechnology created by a long-dead species to destroy anything that attacks the planet, so the Killiks are indirectly attacking the planet when they build their hives. Unuthal thinks the Galactic Alliance set them up and put them on this planet on purpose, so now tensions are rising even more. Alima Rar, one of Luke's former apprentices from his Jedi Academy, who is now under the influence of the Dark Nest, proposes a deal to Luke. If the Galactic Alliance backs off from the Dark Nest, she will give him passwords that will unlock R2-D2's memories of his mother and father. In the first book and in this book, in this trilogy, we see some flashback scenes where Luke can actually see things that happen with Anakin and Padme during Revenge of the Sith. So that's kind of how Luke figures out what kind of happens to his mom, if you know what I mean. Another issue causing tensions to rise, Admiral Cian Saab, my boy from Solace, he is killed off-screen. His ship is crashed into by pirates under the influence of Black Membrosia. Cal Omis, the head of state of the Galactic Alliance, sees this as like some kind of attack from the Killiks via indirect or direct. I just want to say it's kind of low. They kill off Admiral Saab off screen. You know, he was my boy in the New Jedi Order. So while Luke and Han are away on the Killik world, Cal Omis is he's not trying to pull Palpatine and like disband the Jedi Order, but he kind of wants to bring them under control a little bit, just because so many Jedi are running off with the Killiks and doing their own thing. They're causing more harm than good. So he puts the Jedi Order under the temporary authority of my boy Corran Horn. Obviously, he is my boy. If you have read any of the X-Wing books, you will understand. Other Jedi who are kind of in league with Kip Duron, he's more of a loose cannon kind of runoff. With him, they don't really like the idea of Corran being in charge. I mean, Corran doesn't really like it either, but hey, you know, somebody has to keep an eye on the Jedi Order, I guess, while Luke's gone. Luke and Han are trapped on the Killik world still. Leia is not cool with this, so her and her Jedi Master Saba, they go off and they want to go rescue Luke. They got Mara, they have Kip, they have everybody on deck. But it turns out there's an Galactic Alliance blockade of this whole nebula where the Killik are, and they are not playing around. Yo, Mara Jade and her crew, luckily they are in their Stealth X X-Wing fighters. They can lay low in outer space, go into Jedi trances, But Leia and Saba and the Millennium Falcon are taken aboard the Star Destroyer Admiral Akbar. But aboard the Admiral Akbar, Leia and Saba are put under arrest by Bothan Admiral Watu. He does not take lightly to the Jedi. He thinks they're just a bunch of loose cannons too. That's probably why Omis put him in this position to run this blockade. Luckily, Luke and Han managed to escape from the Killik world, but it ends up through their escape. I won't go into all the details, but they end up on a Killik hive ship. There are 11 hive ships, and one of them is a Dark Nest hive ship, and these ships are incredibly hard to destroy. They launch an attack at the two Star Destroyers guarding the Nebula, the Admiral Akbar and the Mon Mothma, and a battle kind of ensues. Luke ends up facing Lomi Plo. She is actually the unseen queen of the title. She has the ability to make herself invisible through the Force, so if you have any doubts in your mind, she can latch onto that and cause herself to be invisible so Luke cannot see her. But anyway, she does manage to escape. There was a lightsaber battle. Luke fights an invisible Dark Jedi on an X-Wing in a spacesuit in outer space. There is some crazy stuff going on. Luckily, Leia and Master Saba convince Admiral Watu that this is a real situation. Luckily in the end, Luke and Mara and Leia and Han, the whole crew, they are reunited. Okay, so they get some bad news. There's a minor skirmish that the two Jedi instigated. They think it was Jaina and Zek. They are still in that joiner mindset. They are still connected to that Killik colony. So this is going to lead to some kind of swarm war. Another important detail of the book I forgot to leave out. Jason Solo, after finding out he has the Tenel Ka, his girl has had a baby. So I'm not going to go into the Hades Consortium right now, but basically he's the father of a princess to a dynasty in another corner of space. But he has a vision of an eternal war between the Chiss and the Killik. So obviously, Jason's vision is just going to come true. Is there going to be some eternal war? We will have to find out in the Swarm War, which is the next book in the trilogy. Obviously, I might not be getting to the Swarm War right away, though, because tomorrow, if I get this video out tonight, will be the release of the first novel in the Phase 2 of the High Republic, Path of Deceit, by Tessa Gratton and Justina Ireland. I am pumped for that book. I will be picking up that book tomorrow. I will be posting a review. I will be posting pictures of the cover. I am so pumped for this book. I'm so pumped for Phase 2 of the High Republic. I will be all over that stuff. Obviously, in between the new High Republic stuff, I'll keep up with the Legend stuff, but it's not going to be a priority within the next month or so. But thank you so much for watching. Thank you for joining in. If you'd like this, please tell your friends about this. Please share this video. And most importantly, if you liked it, just subscribe, or just like the page, whatever channel you're watching on right now. But thank you so much. And this is the Sacred Jedi Text.